going on, everybody? Taylor White here with CK Supply, and we are at the Vectis booth at Fabtech. With me, I have Kyle Anderson. Kyle, tell everybody what you do with Vectis and what you guys are excited to bring to Fabtech this year.
Yeah, so my name's Kyle Anderson with Vectis. I'm a regional manager taking care of customers throughout the Midwest. We're excited to be here at Fabtech in Chicago this year. We've got 10 systems across a number of different booths, and we're highlighting some of our new features. We've got a number of new software features to make programming even easier and quicker than before with these collaborative robots. We're also showcasing a new UR8L arm on a linear and rotational range extender to help tackle longer parts.
So Kyle, walking by, this is a pretty impressive piece of machinery. Tell me a little bit about what we got here.
Yeah, so this is what we call our Revo dual axis system. It allows for coordinated motion, meaning that we can weld on the part while it's rotating, which is super helpful for parts that require keeping welds in position. What's unique about this system from all of our other systems here at the show is that it is safeguarded with these scanners. So in other words, the robot and the positioner can run if we're standing away from it, but if we encroach the area protected by the scanners, it's going to stop before it potentially injures someone or a passerby or someone like that.
I'm sure it's a very necessary feature. So how much weight can this assembly hold?
1,500 pounds.
1,500, wow, that's impressive.
So a lot of parts that kind of look like this, buckets, grapples, things that go on the end of an excavator are really good parts for this. Other ones that make a lot of sense are folks that are doing maintenance trucks with booms on them, right? So like the towers and the bases that those booms sit on and pivot on, where the hydraulics all come down to and couple with. Those are kind of slam dunk solutions for this. We recently did a application evaluation for a company that makes, they call them rock bits, but basically it's like it's a hydraulic drill bit, more or less, that they use to drill down in for like fracking and stuff like that. And that requires a lot of coordinated motion and repositioning, sequencing in between multiple pass layers, right? So you got a big V groove on 3 sides of this casting, and to marry them all together, you do a few passes at the root, rotate, a few passes at the root, rotate, a few passes at the root, and then cover fill, cover fill, cover fill. So that type of application is really interesting.
So right now we've got flashing red lights. So is that indicating we've got a fault somewhere in
Somebody's triggered the
yeah,
sensor.
so if it's red, that basically means someone entered in the safeguarded area while the positioner was active, and the system's going to stop and wait for someone to reinitialize the program.
So the process of doing that is just going back to the teach bench again and
Yep.
clearing the air?
Yep, all we have to do now is acknowledge what happened and click the play button, and we're going to continue along with the program.
There you go. Can we put a variety of different arms on this thing, Kyle?
Yes. This is the UR20, which is...
Does the 20 represent the weight capacity of the arm?
Yeah.
What it can handle?
Kilograms. Right.
So you guys have been, Vectis has been around since 17?
2019
19.
was the first Fabtech that we came to with our original cobot welding tool there in the middle, and that was a basic cobot on a cart, pretty simple in concept.
You guys were probably one of the few here doing that at the time, weren't you, in 2019?
Yeah, I think one of maybe 2 companies that were doing that at that time. Since then, we've expanded our deployment methods and enhanced our software for various different applications, right? So what you see here is relatively new, being able to do coordinated motion with collaborative robots and being able to manipulate the part while we're welding. That's something that's been unlocked with Universal Robots Motion Plus software that's relatively new and now available. But throughout the rest of the booth here, you'll see lots of different deployment methods focused on different applications, which allow us to move the cobot around various different part types and sizes. So everything from the simple cobot on a cart to our linear and rotational range extenders to the rover, which represents the maximum portability and versatility, because we can take that system and roll it anywhere throughout the shop, which is a paradigm shift, because now we can bring the automation to the work instead of bringing the work through the system. So that particular system, it's on big wheels. You can roll it around your shop, and then it has roughly a 3-foot skid that you can pick up and deploy up onto larger parts or down into more confined spaces.
Actually, you got one on a magnet now.
We do, yeah. So that's our plasma cutting system. It happens to be a UR5E on there, but we can also do that with our larger robot arms as well. What's interesting about this system is that we're showing it on a coupon that represents a much larger structure. So let's say, for example, you have a very large 3D part that's been welded or formed, and now that it's in this 3-dimensional space, we can still apply cuts to that, as opposed to something like a 2D cutting table, which you can only work with when it's in a flat position, right? So now we've got this 3D shape that we can apply the cobot to and put cuts in.
All right, Kyle, before we let you get back to the wonderful attendees of Fabtech, tell us a little bit about Vectis, the history behind it, and what makes you different than everybody else.
Yeah, so Vectis was founded in 2019. Our focus and mission is all about collaborative MIG welding and plasma cutting processes. So our previous lives, we had a lot of experience with custom large-scale robotic systems, and what we saw with those was a lot of folks struggled to keep those systems maintained and in service and in production, not just because it was difficult to operate those systems necessarily, but because sometimes the products would come and go. And so if that system was very purpose-built for a specific product, but then that product dropped off in volume because of, I don't know, that product went to a different facility, or maybe the design changed, we just didn't need to make that product anymore. So those traditional systems sometimes became, you know, underutilized at our customers' facilities, and they were difficult to train and things like that. So when we started Vectis, we saw the opportunity with collaborative robots to create a system that was extremely easy to use and affordable, something that came with a very small footprint, and then was also very future flexible. So our focus here with all of our different deployments is to ensure that they're not just able to be used for the application at hand today, but also that they're easily adaptable to future application needs as well.
Yes, I've definitely seen some machines pushed in the corner after they ran out of use for them. And that's an unfortunate thing to see. So
Absolutely.
That's absolutely wonderful. Well, Kyle, I appreciate your time, showing everybody what you guys are offering this year at Fabtech, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your show.
Thanks, Taylor.
Thank you.